From the game, J.P. Mason had a shoulder, did not return, the same one. D. Winters had a concussion, didn't return. Deebo Samuel, ribs, didn't return. Renardo Green, ankle, didn't return. Go ahead.
Kyle, what did you think of Garendo? He hadn't played a whole lot. He had 6 yards of carry tonight.
I thought he did a great job. Came in, he was ready to go. JP got banged up. JP tried to come back and maybe could have, but Isaac was rolling and did a good job.
What was the halftime message? You guys obviously came out really well in the third quarter, so was there anything?
Stop having penalties. Stop having penalties. There was no message. It was we got to stop hurting ourselves. We had I think 7.5 yards of play in the first half, and had a bunch of big penalties that that really hurt us. Deebo's obvious one getting called back, a couple of the holdings on some long runs, and then missing that fourth down was big. We felt we were doing some good stuff, but we hurt ourselves, and it was nice to start off in the third quarter and go down and score right away. And D started rolling. I think we got a turnover the next drive and did it again, and got on a little groove there for a little bit.
What was your concern level there in the fourth quarter when they were coming back?
Big. When you're up 17 or whatever it was, 13, and then take it to a 6-point game and you're getting the ball with 3 minutes left. That's just normal football. And for the D to struggle for a couple series like they did, and then when they got it back for a possible game-winning drive to go 4 and out was huge.
What was so special about Purdy's play in the second half? And do you think this was a sign of things to come after the bye?
Yeah, I do. I think it was a gut check for him. For all of us, things in the first half, we were close, but it didn't go great. Brock, there's a couple plays I know he'd love to have back, and I thought he came out in the second half, and there's a few plays that weren't there, and he did a hell of a job extending with his feet. The one in particular, we were trying to throw a screen at Deebo, and the DN peeled with it, and means you have no play, and he just ran and turned it into a 16-yarder. So he did some real big things there in the second half.
A lot was said about the red zone issues in recent weeks. And of course, the 49ers came out with a lot of poise on those drives and scored 24 unanswered points. Talk about how they were able to solve those red zone issues.
It was just one game. It's a long year. We'll see where we end up in the red zone at the end of the year, but I thought we ran the ball much better down there, and that helps.
You're just coming off of this, but Kyle, you're 4-4 going into the bye. Can you assess how these first 8 games have gone and what you see coming up in the second half?
I could maybe do that for you tomorrow. I'm just thinking about this game right now, but I'm glad, you always go into a season, you expect to win them all. So you're not exactly where you want to be, but going into this game, we knew this was a big win. We didn't want to be 3-5 going into the bye week, having your backs against the wall like that. Getting that win was huge, being 4-4. Not at all the record that we wanted when we set out, but when you look at our division and everything, feeling a real good spot, and especially finishing it here with a win. Hopefully we can take some time off, rest a little bit, get a couple guys back hopefully, and come back and string some wins together here in the second half.
Since he was a rookie.
What is it about him that can... Okay, go ahead, Jerry.
Kittle, since he was a rookie, if you
That was nice.
Is there anything he does that surprises you? And isn't he, in your mind, still an ascending player?
Kittle? Yeah. Kittle's the man. So, especially on his holiday, usually does better. But there's a couple of things in the first half, and just like Brock, that he missed. A couple he would have loved to have back, and he came back in the second half and just played as good as you can.
Going back to Garendo, I'm taking this one. Going back to Garendo, what do you think? What do you attribute kind of his surge of confidence to in the last several weeks? Because there's certainly been a marked difference in how he's been running.
I think he's learned from each run he's gotten. There's a couple runs earlier in the year that he did all right on, but we grade him pretty hard, everybody pretty hard, and he had a couple 4-yard runs we thought he could have got 7 yards on. We go pretty hard on him, and then you watch how he takes that to practice, and everything we've really kind of been pushing him with, he's been real coachable. He's not a sensitive guy. He's real detailed, and he's very poised for a rookie. Things aren't too big for him, and didn't get a lot of preseason, but once he got healthy there and throughout this year, I feel he's gotten better each week.
On that Kittle question, as you draw up a game plan with receivers hurt like you have, how comforting is it sort of to have a tight end like that who's been so reliable for so long and obviously has a rapport with Brock?
It's very comfortable. It was a challenge, losing some of these guys, losing BA last week and not having Juwan, Deebo being a little banged up and then not having him there late in the game. You need everyone to step up, and I thought a lot of guys did, and Kittle did in a huge way.
You talked about Garendo Pierce saw a big third down catch. You're playing Mustafa, you're playing Green, you got obviously Purdy. In the middle of the game or even after, does it hit you like, my God, this rookie class, if you didn't have them, something else would be happening this season?
I think about that a lot during the week. I mean, that's who we're practicing a lot with during the week. You know, we went into this year, we thought it'd be real hard for a lot of the rookies to earn starting positions, just where our team was at. But we believed that they were going to give us some real good depth. And you hope to have some good luck and stuff and not have to get to that. But we haven't in all areas. And unfortunately, that a lot of those guys are players. They showed it in preseason. And when their number's been called, they've all come in and done their job. And they all continue to get better, too.
What happened on the sack? When you're up 6, the sack on the last or second to last drive for you guys. What happened on that play, and how impressive was it for Brock to be able to hold on?
Oh, on the one that he got sacked on? Oh, yeah. They had everyone up at the line of scrimmage, so we had a can, which is just how we get out of plays, audible. Which he had Ricky all wide open, but the guy in the line of scrimmage hit it so hard and he couldn't get it off. So it was really an unbelievable play by Brock not fumbling it.
How big of a threat is Brock as a scrambler, and what does that aspect of his game add to the offense?
It just adds another tool. I mean, it's really tough, the heat of battle, just with all those plays and situations that, you get sometimes where if the guys aren't open and things that the play's over, or just when someone, misses in the pocket and someone gets there, it usually ends fast. But Brock's got the quickness to get away from people. He's got to kind of feel and when to hit it, and he was awesome today with his scrambling, and he's been awesome all year with it.
Deebo's ribs and Renardo's ankle, do you have any indication of how serious they are yet?
I don't.
There was some discussion in Seattle if Garendo actually meant to slide. He maintained, of course he did, but obviously there's no doubt on this one. I guess, do you agree with that? And it's pretty heads up for a rookie. I mean, is that something he was told before that?
Yeah, we told him on this one. No. But he listened at least. It's hard to turn that down when you're running in, and I'm glad he did it for the second time. But this one was much better.
Deebo obviously had a big role in this game. When did you know that he could handle a big role given what he went through?
Watching him it wasn't necessarily I didn't really know he could have a big role until really talking to him Saturday, but the fact he was able to come out and practice some on Thursday and, do some back-to-back plays and stuff, just seeing how it was. And, when you hear that stuff at the beginning of the week and pneumonia and things like that, it's, my mind is kind of ruled out. But, when they started working him out on Tuesday and said he had a chance and that he got through practice to a degree on Thursday, and by the time Saturday came, he said he was feeling great, and we still rotated him a lot and stuff, but we want to get the ball in his hands.
What was your message to the team going into the bye week?
That'll probably be tomorrow. Going into the bye week will be Monday and Tuesday. I'll have a message for him, but I haven't thought of it yet. It'll be to rest and come back ready to go.
Just curious, he asked about the halftime speech. Did you overhear any of the leaders on the team in the locker room saying anything? You guys, it's a game. You guys know where you are record-wise. Did anybody say anything or no?
No, honestly, people never do. That's more for movies. We only have a few minutes in there, and guys break up into their stuff, and we review everything that's happened, everything that's going forward, and usually it's hectic and kind of a something show, and sometimes I call the guys up and quickly break it down, and sometimes I have to go to the bathroom, and I tell Fred to call them up. And so I just say, Fred, offense is up, you got it, let's go, and we just come out. So it's more scheme. All right, thanks, guys.